Peace, fam. It's the Pressure Cooker, and I'm back with an update about the Tasha K situation. Child, this thing has grown legs, and the updates are it's just a lot to keep up with. But I wanted to come in here and I wanted to break down a few things because this was a very interesting video. So Tasha K did take down the video where she dragged the lead attorney yesterday, and she went live this morning. I believe it was this morning, and she apologized. That's still up. You can check that out on her Wino Gang podcast channel. That's her second channel. Now, so much happened in this video. There were a lot of good points. There were a lot of things I didn't agree with. So we're going to get into it. First, we're going to start by saying Tasha K is a human being. Okay, she's entitled to her opinions and her reactions. The second thing we're going to say is, if we look at it from a wellness perspective, I'm sure she's going through a lot of stress. Okay, this isn't just YouTubers talking about you. Okay, let's be honest about what's happening. Your name is in multiple news publications. Okay, there's a lot going on. The feds are investigating stuff. They're not investigating her per se, but the feds are investigating the situation. So it is normal that she would be stressed, and sometimes we lash out when we're stressed. Okay, so I'm going to give her that, but I'm going to keep going further. I'm going to reiterate that yesterday in my video, in both videos, I stated that there were 3 articles that I read, and none of the articles said that Tasha K was being investigated, was going to jail, or that she was facing jail time. That's the reason. That's one of the reasons why I did the video, because a lot of people were jumping to the jail narrative, and I'm like, but in the article it doesn't even say she's currently under investigation, and this shit happened in 2019. So, I said all of those things. Here's where I think Tasha K messed up in her video multiple times. First of all, it irks my soul when people give apologies and it's riddled with excuses and it's riddled with, but I'm just paraphrasing, you made me do this. There's a difference between explaining where you were coming from at the time of your actions than putting and blaming those actions on the person that you're reportedly trying to apologize to. It just doesn't feel real. It feels like you have alternative motives for why you're doing this apology. None of us are dumb, okay? That's what I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to speculate as to why you're making this apology. People could infer and people could speculate on their own. So that's number one. I felt like your apology got tainted because, you might not have been dragging him, telling him that he was, doing stuff with Karens and things like that. But you kind of continued the onslaught. You just articulated yourself differently. You were mad that this man was covering this topic. And here's the thing that really pisses me off about people who do commentary on other fucking people. I see this shit all the time. Okay. Yes, Tasha K may have original content. Tasha K does research. Tasha K, knows how to get the story. She interviews. She does all this stuff. Nobody's taking that away from her. I've said this in other videos. We're not taking that away. But Tasha K, you come on the computer, you talk about people every God Almighty day. So how the fuck are you going to sit there and tell this man who his profession is being an attorney that he can't talk about you, and that you just say you didn't like the fact that he brought up your name and you didn't like the perspective, and I still don't think you even watched his video. I still don't think you watched his video, because if you did, you would have recognized that he said a lot of positive things about you. You don't have to like them. You don't have to agree with it. But you came on here and made it seem like this man was dragging your name to the mud. Now, we've been there when we've seen other people try to do that. We've seen other black men try to do that. We've seen people like Jason Lee criticize your kid and say all kinds of horrible, terrible, colorist, evil shit. And I'm not here for that. And, we will ride with you for that kind of shit. But to me, when I feel somebody hasn't done anything wrong and they get unfairly dragged, I don't think it's fair to make it cloudy, to make it seem like, well, I'm going to apologize, but, low key, you still were wrong. How is he wrong when you get on here and gossip about celebrities? I'm not criticizing you for that. I'm just saying that's what the fuck it is. You talk about other people for a living. So how dare you tell this man, he's just a 2-cent lawyer because he's talking about you, another YouTuber. That doesn't make any sense. You're not a regular YouTuber. You're almost at 1 million subscribers. Now, are there people who make content intentionally to beef with other people so they can get views? Absolutely. There's a whole sector that does that. We know, well, there's multiple sectors, but, and in the beef sector, one of the sectors that I cover a lot, okay, there's a lot of people who I have relationships with. There's a lot of subscribers who I have relationships with. Not everybody in the beef sector is here for, I'm going to create a beef. so that I can get views. A lot of us talk about it. A lot of us give our perspective, which is what you do when you talk about celebrities and their drama. Just because just because you're doing it in a different way don't mean it's any different. And I'm sick of people who do this. Now, here's where I say the line should be drawn. Sometimes people get on here and attack us. Sometimes people get on here and do ad hominem attacks. Sometimes people get on here and cuss you down to the ground and tell a whole bunch of lies on you. I don't agree with that. If that's what this man did and you dragged him for filth, then I could understand, where you're coming from. But that's not what happened. So for you to turn around and dismiss his commentary and then other people's commentary just because you think they're talking about you is disingenuous. It's completely disingenuous. A lot of people who give commentary do research. I did research. I read 3 articles. I didn't just go listen to a bunch of YouTubers. I read 3 articles and I told people where to find them. And I even said in the articles that I didn't indicate that you had any charges against you. But you're trying to silence people and it doesn't work that way. You don't have an educational channel, sis. It's a great channel, but it's not educational. You're talking about the shit that other people go through in their life. So how are you going to try to make it seem like that's more dignified than a lawyer coming on and giving commentary from his field? That's like, I just did a video the other day about how to reduce and address negative self-talk. Do you know what allows me to do that type of content in the way that I did? Because of my field. People don't got to agree with it. People might not find it helpful, but I chose to do that video because that's something that I know about, that I help people to do. So I just think it's ridiculous that you're going to dismiss somebody who is in a different field from you, admittedly, because you don't like what the fuck they got to say. Did this man drag you? Did this man, say all kinds of crazy shit? No, he didn't. And it's wrong. And, at first I was like, oh, this is great. Shout out to Tasha K. She's a bigger woman. She apologized. But I listened to your video. That's not an apology. That's the reason why people use the N-word when it comes to you, Tasha K. Okay, get into it. All right, I'm not talking about the N-word. I'm not talking about the racist N-word. I'm talking about the other one that people abuse and use. Okay, right to the streets. When you say stuff like this, when you come on and say you're apologizing and then you shift blame to the person you're apologizing to, no, that's cluster B shit. Anyway, we're not even gonna get on that because that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And I'm so tired of people who, like I said myself, I do commentary on other people. I do commentary on the news. I talk about things and I love giving my perspective. And I love hearing other people's perspectives, even when they don't agree with me. Because I just like the conversation. That's part of why I created my channel. I like to know what other people think about the shit that I'm looking into. And it doesn't need to match everything I say. And that's the problem with a lot of content creators that I see, and I'll use the beef sector as an example. That's the reason why there's so much polarization, because you have a lot of content creators. If you're not kissing their ass and you're not eating directly out of the palm of their hands, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. And I'm never going to be that. I'm never going to be an ass kisser. Okay, I might be a nice person. People mistake being a nice person or a kind person for being an ass kisser, but that's not what it is. Okay, when people are wrong or when I don't agree with something, I don't always speak out about it, but I'm gonna say it. And if that makes you want to unsubscribe, do it. This is an entertainment application. Shout out to Kwani. This is an entertainment application. If we can't respectfully disagree, maybe you do need to take your ass out of here. Because the people in my life, we don't always agree. I like to listen to opposing viewpoints. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to say. All right. There's certain things that I have lines for, such as if you're protecting a predator, if you're making excuses for a predator, I don't give a fuck if you get mad and you're in your feelings. Fuck your opinion. Because like I said, somebody got mad at me yesterday because I said that, and I told them to go write in their journal, and I'm going to say it again. If you're out here protecting predators, mina have no respect for you. Let me say it one more time. If you are protecting and supporting predators, I don't have any respect for you. I don't care. Okay? Because it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's different if you don't have enough evidence. Some people, it's not that they're protecting predators. They're just, they're like, I want to see more evidence. But this, with R. Kelly, it's just dumb. Anyway, this is what I had to say. I know it's a lot, but I really wanted to break this down because I'm just so tired of the hypocrisy on here. A lot of us talk shit, and a lot of us are giving our objective and sometimes biased perspective on things, including Tasha K. All right, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next video.